continued until guess what? It's canceled. Sorry, you didn't get an ending. Trent, that would be like you getting a book, 500 pages, and they say, well, the book was actually 700 pages, but we didn't have enough tree. So here's
exactly. So you got 500 pages, but you don't have the final 200. It's like, and then more than likely it would leave off in a part where the reader is left hanging, and it's like you have no idea what's going to happen next.
So it's a bit of an issue. Early fourth quarter here in Boston, lead back up to 9 points for the Celtics. So taking control again here in the fourth. We saw them do that in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. So that is your Super Radio Rundown, and this is
Video game news. Video game. Yeah.
Are you excited about that, Trent? Your video game news?
I am pumped up, man. That intro gets me every time.
Well, how about this? The number of UK video game developers jumps by almost 50%. The UK isn't that cool, Trent? And the UK, they usually don't make video games, but apparently a lot of independent companies started opening up. Independent developers started popping up because of the pandemic. So hey, let me stay at home and make some video games. And a lot of them got out there and made some money
out of it too.
So that's pretty cool. That's wild, though, if you think about it, that a lot of indie developers are literally just people programming in their bedroom, but apparently during the pandemic, the amount of those publishers increased from 1,041 in April 2020 to 1,528 by the end of 2021. So maybe a new culture of video game developers developing in the UK. That could be pretty interesting.
Absolutely. That's cool. And then you're going to have so many gamers, come out with new different things. And I mean, that's what you have to do, especially during the pandemic. You were pretty much home for a year and a half, almost 2 years. And you had to find some way of, getting some income. And that was that.
And this is definitely a form of art. People who it's a new world form of art, developing and creating video games, and it's something that if you get more cultures involved in creating that art, it's always a good thing, because you get different perspectives in the art, and it could be fascinating. So that's a cool thing. This was an interesting story. We all know GameStop, GameStop, Trent, they had the whole controversy with the stock market. Their stock exploded last year and everything. Meanwhile, let's be honest, it's an antiquated business. It was all just a ridiculous, again, a scam that was kind of going on there. But this was interesting. A GameStop in the Gateway Mall in Lincoln, Nebraska, one of the busiest areas around out there, closed after 4 employees decided to walk out and never return over what they say are bad working conditions and verbally abusive district manager. So basically, they said, we quit, they left, and guess what, Trent? Nobody cares because nobody's buying games. Nobody's going to buy games at GameStop anymore. It's ridiculous, which is why the frustration exists. It's probably why something like this happens, because you realize, man, not a lot of people come into the store. So we hire less people, and the people that we do hire have to work ridiculous numbers. They have to work ridiculous hours because we have nobody else. We're not going to pay anybody else. It's a dying business because of, guess what? Because you can just download a game at home. It's just I have a couple of games hard disked right now, and when I do want to play those, I find it to be a chore to have to get up and put a game in the console. Meanwhile, all the games that I have that are downloaded, it's just so simple. Turn the system on and play the downloaded game. But anyway, there was a sign left in the window of GameStop that said, "We regret to inform you that we all quit. Our district manager has no respect for us as employees or as human beings. We have been told by our district manager that we were supposed to have had this store achieving sales quotas and running perfectly 6 months ago, which was 3 months before a lot of us even got hired. Unfortunately, despite the staff's best efforts, we are not God. And that's it. That's what they left in the window there. And look, it's an impossibility. There's a lot of people out there like me that, why am I going to drive to have you seen gas prices lately, Trent?
Yeah, absolutely. Gas prices are going out the wazoo.
Pretty wild, huh? Pretty wild. Why would I drive
I have a friend of mine who lives in Northeast Florida who had to put diesel in his truck the other day. He paid $5.94 a gallon, I saw on his Facebook page. And I'm not sure how many gallons his truck held, or I don't know if he filled it up to its full capacity or not. But I mean, gee whiz, almost $6 a gallon for diesel, $5 a gallon basically for regular gas. And some people get like a premium and non-ethanol or something like that. It depends. But I mean, they're all expensive.
Why would I drive to GameStop and waste gas and turn what's already, if you're talking about PlayStation 5, a $70 game into potentially a $75, $80 game? Why would I waste the gas to go to GameStop when I could just download the game from my house? It's just,
I don't get it.
It's an antiquated business, and it's sad. You know, we saw, video stores and all these businesses go, people say print is dead, the whole thing. It's a shame when you see this happen. But, it's a business in turmoil because, eventually nobody's going to be buying hard disks. There's no reason to. There really isn't. And like I said, for me personally now, it just feels like a chore sometimes to, I'm like, oh, wait, that game is on disc. I got to get up and put it in the console now and do all of that. Meanwhile, if I downloaded it, I just sit down, turn on the PlayStation and go to the game. So, you feel bad for, but Trent, you know what? I don't know much about the stock market, but I think maybe you should go spend a ton of money on GameStop stock. How about it? Go for it.
Say that 5 times fast.
I know, right? I tried. I couldn't even say it one time fast.
I know.
It was an issue for me.
I get it.
It was very, very difficult. But. Are you a stock market guy, Trent?
Not really. No, I'm not a big stock market. I mean, I pay attention to it, but I'm not a huge. I'm not an analyst per se. I couldn't analyze it for you.
But you know what you are an analyst of?
Oh boy.
But you know what you are an analyst of?